Hi, here at Benham TV we often talk about AFTAL, A-F-T-A-L. You wonder, what is AFTAL? AFTAL is a very established, very respected autograph trade dealers association. But when you see that name, you know that that means that everything we bring you comes with the utmost top provenance. You'll get a certificate of authenticity, you get a lifetime guarantee, and you can buy safe in the knowledge that with that AFTAL name and the items we bring you, get the real thing. Hiya, welcome to an hour. This guy, I tell you, he loves this. Look at the attire. But this is Doctor Who Collectibles here on Benham TV. Great to have your company again. If you are new to us, welcome to the fold. Benham TV is, well, Benham been around for over 50 years now, bringing you many great stamp and coin items originally. That was their original roots. Now they've developed much more into the broader area of collectibles. But it's great to have with me the man himself, big Doctor Who fan. I go, Paul Metcalf.
Massive.
Hey, great to see you.
Another galaxy.
Yeah, and you maybe remember him in all the attire for Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Anything to do with geek TV and cult TV, this is the man.
Finally, I can be a geek and shout it loud.
Yeah, you can be proud, can't you? And Paul, if you may have seen him in other places, very busy now in his media career. He's doing comparing, he's doing live charity events, he's acting still. So keep an eye out. Remember the face, remember where you saw him. You'll forget this one, but you won't forget that one. It's great to have you here again.
Yeah,
mate.
great to be here.
And
here. When I walked in the studio today, I literally nearly had like a heart attack at the amazing stuff we've got for them in this hour.
We should just tell you before we dive in, because we have to be pretty quick, because we've got loads to see you. But all of the items in this hour are personally signed. When we say about personally signed, that actually means they're signed by hand. There's no ifs, no buts. We guarantee they're not printed, they're not facsimile, they're not autopen. We guarantee that the relevant celebrity actor or actress has personally signed it, and you get all the proof of that in the certificate and everything that comes with it. So what we'll do, I'll shut up and dive in, and we'll have a little look at some of the great items we've got from the world of Doctor Who.
Where are we going to start?
I know, we'll start here, as you can see.
All right,
this is 300,692. It's a Doctor Who framed, it's called a celebration cover. It's a great item, I think. It's actually a limited edition originally of only 500. But it's a super item, and it's personally signed by Tom Baker. He was the fourth Doctor, was he?
Yeah.
Anthony Ainsley, he was the
master. One of the many masters, but he was a good master. He was a good one,
And then Terry Malloy, who of course was Davros.
Yeah, the original Davros. Again, there's been a few of those as well, but he was the best. He was the best.
And I think as we go in, we can pick out some of these signatures a bit. You can actually see they've signed under their relevant characters. There you can see that's Terry Malloy under his signature. In the middle is Anthony Ainsley. At the end there, Tom Baker. This also, Paul, he's always interested, because as you see, there's an actual postage stamp from Great Britain. That's an officially licensed and endorsed Doctor Who postage stamp of the Dalek. You know, we exterminate. He's one here, I think. Where's he come from? You know. And that is a genuine Great Britain postage stamp. And then you have that round circular image. It's the actual postmark that actually says Cosmo Place, isn't it? Yeah, London, WC1, reach for the sky. And it's got even a little picture of the TARDIS within the postmark. So it's a specially created postmark on the first day of issue that stamp was released. So when we have the stamps, they're even relevant. What that means, it's been through the postage system and stamped on the first day of issue. So it adds to its value for philatelist.
And there's three signatures on there.
And three signatures.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's a great price, I think, for that. $59.95. We don't have very many of these either. Once they've gone, no guarantee we can bring them back.
It's hard to get Tom Baker. I've met a few of the Doctors. He's not one that does Doctor appearances, really. He kind of shies away from it. He'll do big, anniversaries and things like that. So when you go to these conventions, that is a difficult signature to get your hands on. So that's a good one to get.
I was lucky many years ago. He did a couple up at the NEC and places, but I think, as you say now, does a lot less. And but he's always really popular. Great character, very great with the fans and talking to them and stories.
Yeah, and his scarf actually. The story about his scarf was basically the costume designer was given a load of wool to knit a scarf, and she misheard and she just knitted with all the wool that was there, and that's why he has that really long scarf. And then when Tom saw it, he really loved the scarf, and that's the scarf that's become iconic, and he's actually wearing it in the picture there.
Yeah, that's a great image for you. The number, we'll give you the number because we've got loads to show you. It's 300 692. It's your Doctor Who frame celebration cover there with the personal signatures of Terry Malloy, Anthony Ainsley and Tom Baker, and it's a limited edition. Each one's numbered of these, and it's a great item and a great price with all those signatures. £59.95. Can't go wrong.
Great for your collection.
It really is. And moving on, we go slightly over there to the other side. This is 300 693. This is a very interesting item. I'll give you the number, then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
It's 300 693. It's Doctor Who, framed and mounted, called a special edition collector's sheetlet. It's actually a great print as well. You can see all those images, but it's personally signed by 4 of the Doctors, the first 7 Doctors. At the top, you've got the first 3 Doctors with their printed signatures on. And then underneath, you've got the hand-signed signatures of Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy. And it's a limited edition, numbered of only 500 worldwide.
Brilliant stuff, yeah. And there's the 3, again, 4 iconic Doctors on there and 3 past Doctors that sadly no longer with us. But, I mean, I've not even seen their signatures because they're so rare. So it's nice even just to be able to look at those. So that's a lovely piece, that. And look at Sylvester McCoy's signature. What an interesting signature he has. He was always a quirky Doctor. He was always a fun Doctor, and you can certainly see he loves these fan events and things like that. But again, you're getting 4 great signatures there. If you're a Doctor Who fan, that is definitely a good one. I see they're numbered as well, so that says how many of that? So
it's a limited edition of 500. Wow. We don't have anywhere near 500.
Right. Okay.
And again, once they're gone, we cannot bring any more back. So do get in there quickly. But it's 300 693. It honours the first 7 Doctors, and remember you've got the printed signatures of the first 3, which is what we got: Norman Hartnell, John Pertwee,
William
Hartnell, John
Pertwee. I mean, to correct you, right?
John
Pertwee.
Who have I missed? Patrick Troughton.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom you have the genuine hand-signed signatures of Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy. It's a limited edition of only 500. I think that is a marvellous item.
It's a lovely one for your collection.
Any Doctor Who fan would love that, wouldn't they? £99. Moving across, we move the Doctor Who TARDIS cover. This again is a great image of Tom Baker there with the TARDIS, isn't it?
Yeah.
That same Dalek stamp there going through the sky, and again personally signed by Tom Baker.
Lovely stuff. Yeah, again, Tom Baker, we talked about him, he's such an iconic Doctor. And the TARDIS, that's something that time and relative dimension in space, that's what TARDIS stands for.
Oh, right.
So in case you didn't know. And of course, always bigger on the inside, and many different TARDISes. So as the Doctors came along, they put their own touch and had different types. So I believe that is his TARDIS. That's the one that he would have been flying around in as well. It's interesting about the TARDIS because people ask us why is a spaceship that can literally change into different things stay as a TARDIS? Well, the story goes that in the first ever episode, the chameleon circuit was broken, and that stopped it changing. So that's why it's remained a police box throughout the series.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, that's terrific. I remember going to a convention many, many years ago, and they had the TARDIS and the Daleks, and we were filmed running away from the Daleks, and we hid in the TARDIS. So, you know, with them going, "Get out, we're going to get you," and all that, you know. A bit like the mother-in-law when I got home late. But anyway, that's another story. But there it is, 300 694. We'll bring you Tom Baker there and the TARDIS, all that magic of Doctor Who, and more importantly, his personal signature, all framed up. Terrific price for that, £34.95. Can't go wrong.
You can't. Tom, very popular Doctor.
Yeah, he really is. Moving on from Tom Baker to another Baker. This is 300, another Baker, but another actor called Baker. This is 300 695 and 300 695. £29.95, this one, amazingly. And personally signed by the man himself. That is a great,
yeah,
great
Colin
price,
Baker,
isn't it?
yeah, and his iconic costume there. And actually, when he received that costume, he didn't like it. He wasn't keen on it, and he fought with them, but they didn't listen. And I think they were right. He played the sort of clowny Doctor, and his costume certainly
reflected that.
Yeah, very iconic costume as well. So, but he was a bit of a funny one, because when he left, he didn't want to do a regeneration. So poor old Sylvester McCoy had to wear a curly wig in the opening scene, and they blurred the image, because he didn't want to do a regeneration.
Funny, isn't it, how it goes?
They're all friends now. We're all friends.
Yeah,
now.
all friends now. Do you remember all of the shows you see here on Benham TV? If you go to the website www.benham.tv, we'll give you all the great shows that we've recorded and stuff, and you can actually stop the internet and pick the shows you want to, well, the ones you choose, and watch them when you want to watch them, 24 hours a day, anywhere in the world, as long as they've got an internet connection. So you can tell your family, friends around the world they can watch these shows anytime to suit them. Really is a great way of watching them. You can also follow Benham TV on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. So get involved, love to hear from you.
We do.
It is a great way. But moving on from Colin Baker, we move on to something extremely rare now. This is a real piece of Doctor Who memorabilia. This is 300,696. You hold you down on this one.
I know. Well, I want to get my hands on this.
Yeah, it's the Doctor Who 1975 official annual, and it's personally signed by none other than John Pertwee.
Number 3 Doctor.
Yeah.
Which, again, a rare one, a one to get your hands on there. That is great. I want to flick through it and have a look at that. That is something very special. If you're a Doctor Who fan and you know somebody that is, to be able to give them something from 1975 and signed is absolutely brilliant. So
well,
I love
in
that.
a Doctor Who convention or a specialist hour, this obviously with this, there is only one.
There's only one.
So yeah, if you want this, you've got.
Well,
to
I
get
want
in
it.
quickly.
So that's it. Forget it.
First one out with a checkbook or on the phone or the web.
You got to beat me to it.
You got to get in quick. We hope to get 1 or 2 other items of this ilk. But this particular one, at the moment, I'll be honest with you, is a one-off item. So do not delay, because once it's gone, we cannot bring it back to you. We do have also, if you speak to Benham, particularly if you go to info@benham.tv, you can talk to them. Some of the more expensive items, in certain instances, they can offer you payment terms on them. So it's worth sending them an email, getting in touch. But that is amazing, isn't it? Just looking at it, all that nostalgia.
They only print, these days they print millions of annuals on it, but something like that, how are you going to get your hands on it? So this is a great way of getting it. And then the signature, so important to remember that there's only one, and there's a signature in there as well. A great collector's piece.
It's just amazing, isn't it? But we better move on. It's got loads and loads to show you. Now we're moving to something much more recent.
Okay.
This is 300,697. This, of course, is Doctor Who Torchwood, or Captain Jack Harkness, of course, the famous actor John Barrowman. What you actually got here, I don't know if we can zoom in on this, but basically what we've got is, you look at those, they're actually, it's what they call a stamp or a customised collector's stamp sheetlet created around the character. As you can see here, look, great images, look at that, it's great work, you see how close they are. Each one of them is technically a genuine British postage stamp, but they are superb. It's a customised stamp sheetlet created around the character, ready to just frame up and hang on your wall. Great item, isn't it?
Really brilliant. John Barrowman there, who played Jack Harkness, a very popular character, one of my favourite actually characters from the Doctor Who series, and the spin-off Torchwood, which we'll talk about in a bit as well.
Yeah.
But just look at those stamps. Individual, lovely images all throughout, showing him in different guises as Captain Jack Harkness. Now, the rumours about him, because people ask, well, what is he doing now? If he was really around now. Well, they sort of hinted in the series that he became the face of Bo, which was a huge head that was in a glass box. Because he said his nickname, he used to say his nickname in one of the earlier episodes, that he was the face of Bo. So that hinted to fans that maybe he became the face of Bo. But if you read the fan stuff online, there's loads of stuff about it. But again, John Barrowman, great character, Captain Jack Harkness. I love that.
Yeah, these obviously, these actually do not come framed, but they are very, very, well, they're very special. It's a special edition, and they're very limited. We don't have too many. These sold out very, very quickly to whole genre of Doctor Who fans worldwide, and of course stamp collectors as well. So there are very, very few of any of these customised stamp sheetlets left. They've proven very, very popular.
Does that have a collector
Yeah,
of stamps?
Philatelist, that's it.
That's the one. That's
got it in
very
one.
good.
300 697 will bring you Doctor Who Torchwood there. The Great Britain customised stamp sheetlet of course, the character Captain Jack Harkness, as we all know in real life, John Barrowman. £45. Great, great item.
You met him, haven't you? You said you met him?
Yeah, he's a fun guy, very fun.
Yeah,
you met him and all.
I met him a few times. Yeah, he's a real character. He loves conventions, loves kind of doing appearances.
Yeah.
But not at the moment because he's so busy over in Hollywood doing so many different sci-fi series and things like that that it keeps him very busy. So again, nice to be able to get something of his, and as you say, something that you wouldn't be able to get anymore because these are very rare.
Not very easy to come across any of these. Moving on though to another one, same format. This actually honours the first and second Doctors. This is 300 698. Once again, with a bit of luck, we have to zoom in a little bit there. We sort of pick some
William
of them out.
Hartnell and Patrick Troughton.
Yeah,
well.
and you can see great images of them there. Again, it's a customised collector's sheetlet. We've just got the image up wrong there, haven't we? But never mind, we'll go back to that. But it's the first and second Doctors, and it's again exactly the same format. It is a sheetlet. By the way, I told you wrong just now. I said that didn't come framed. It does.
Oh, this one got the John Barrowman
one. We
one.
just saw the John Barrowman. All of these customised stamp sheets do come framed and mounted. So they come together with the price that you saw there, £45, includes being delivered right to your door, framed and mounted, ready to hang on your wall.
And the lovely frames as well.
It
Very
is.
nice.
But say that one of the first and second Doctor is quite superb, isn't it? I'm sure we can perhaps go in a little bit on that, have a little look at the images down there.
Yeah, so you've got William Hartnell, who's the first Doctor, and he loved being the first Doctor, but back then they couldn't, they had to do, a bit like us, we have to do things in one take, There was no stopping, so there was if you watch the older episodes, and there are a few about, I'm not saying he made mistakes, but we're all human, and you can see where people have come in a bit early and stuff like that because they all had to be shot in one go. There was no second takes when they'd done them, and he got very ill unfortunately and had to leave, and that was why regeneration happened because the idea it was never an idea to have the Doctors regenerate, but it was a brilliant idea. But it was actually a faulty fader, not something we'd have here at Benham TV, but a faulty fader that allowed the picture to be overexposed, so they could just slip in the next Doctor, Patrick Troughton, and that's where regeneration was born. It's great, isn't it? You see, it's all the info as well for you. This one, the first and second Doctors, you've got to have that if you're building a collection. Remember, framed and mounted. It is a fabulous. The older ones are the harder ones to get hold of.
Of course,
yeah, definitely.
You've got a piece of Doctor Who history right back to the beginning. That Great Britain customised stamp sheetlet, £45, could be yours, framed and mounted, ready to hang on your wall. Do not miss out. Moving on, though, from the stamp sheetlet to something a little different now. In front of me, there we have Peter Davison. There he is, look. The signed, great item. These are great. These are like stamped cards. They're quite thick. But again, 300 699. This is great if you're building a collection. As you can see, and that is personally signed by Peter Davison himself. Great price, £28.95. This doesn't come framed, of course, at that price, but it's ready for you to either put in a mount, on a frame, whichever you prefer. Yeah, it's a lovely image, that as well, in his iconic costume. And I love the way it's signed just across the sleeve, which is a really nice, so it's a very clear signature. Because we always talk about full signatures, don't we? Yeah. And yeah, I do think, we meet actors and performers all the time with signatures. And I have to say, the Doctors they really took time to kind of give their fans a really nice kind of flowing signature. So that's a really lovely one there, and great for your collection. Yeah, and he's an actor who's been in, you'll recognise, so many different roles, isn't he? Really? Yeah. I always remember him for his days in Old Creatures Great and Small. Yeah, with a cow. He's done so many, he's done so many roles, hasn't he? He's a great actor. He has. But of course, in this hour, we all know him and love him as Doctor Who. And he used to wear a piece of celery. He used to wear a piece of celery on him, and I found out why. If it basically, there was a certain place where if it turned purple, that meant that he was going to die for the fumes and stuff like that. So he used to eat it.
and then he was fine. So that's why I wore a piece of celery. So there
wow, can't believe you hear it all here, didn't you?
I tell you.
Paul Metcalfe, what a star. 306.99, £28.95. Moving on from Peter Davison and staying with, you said, the quirky doctor himself. This, of course, is Sylvester McCoy. The
Love
number
this
for
guy.
this,
Yeah.
300, 700. And again, a fabulous price, £28.95. Please don't miss out with these, because once they're gone, these are great prices. It's a great way of building a collection, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely superb.
Yeah, no, I'm a massive fan of Sylvester McCoy. Met him a few times, and again at conventions, he gives it everything. He's a real performer. Was he? He was in Lord of the Rings. Didn't he go into Lord of the Rings? Or he's done something. He's done.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
When I met him, he said, "Oh, I can't talk about it, but I'm in Lord of the Rings, and I can't talk about it." But he loved talking about it. So, so there you go. But Sylvester McCoy, yeah, just a great, iconic. Great doctor.
It is, and a great image, and a fantastic price. Look, 300, 700, £28.95. Remember that? Personally signed. All of these are personally signed, so you cannot go wrong.
We've been busy getting all these signatures.
Yeah, we've been busy. Well, Benham had a lot of links with Doctor Who over the years, and signatures. So basically, we've managed to pull everything out, and also attract around the trade some of the other items that are around of Doctor Who. But moving on from Sylvester McCoy, we now move on to the 11th Doctor, much more recent, and of course Amy Pond. Same story. It comes framed and mounted, as you see it here on the alongside us, with Matt Smith. So there it is. That will actually come to you there. We've got it actually just mounted up, but it does come, as you see on the screen there, framed and mounted, beautifully put together, and a great price again, £45. You pay that £30 at least for framing at that time.
And it's wearing the iconic bow tie, and he said in the series bow ties are cool. But this is an interesting fact. In the week that the episodes came out, when he mentioned that, in a certain shop we won't mention, sales of bow ties went up by 94%. How cool is that? Amazing. So everybody rushed out to get a bow tie to be like the Doctor. I think I did as well, actually, to be honest. But and I met him after he'd signed off as the Doctor, and I shook his hand and thanked him for being my Doctor. And he's a great guy. I met him at the anniversary recently.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, great guy.
I don't know if we can quickly just go back into. Can we go in close together? When I was just trying to explain again about how these stamps and the images on them, because it is quite relevant. When you go in close again, which we did just now, that's it, that's great. If we just stop for a moment there, if you see each one of those, where you see the face and the image alongside it, if you was to actually, if you could imagine perforating that or taking that out, that actually is a genuine Great Britain postage stamp. But it's been created as a collector's piece entirely. And in this format, the way it's put together is unique to this. It's a fantastic item. They call it a Great Britain customised collector's stamp sheetlet. All that framed together, it looks stunning, doesn't it?
Yeah, really nice. And the iconic swirls in the background, very significant to that period of that Doctor. All the colours are there and stuff. But no, it's brilliant. I love that.
Yeah,
and again, and Amy Pond, very popular as well as one of the assistants. Traveling.
Of course, and it's great, isn't it? I mean, you could buy a whole collection here today. Put these around the wall, and they're going to look fab, aren't they?
Funny you should say that. I was thinking,
look, you could have your own shrine.
Yeah, I love it.
It's amazing. Do check that website, www.benham.tv, for details of all the different shows. You can actually go on there. You can actually see there's down the home page. You can actually pick the shows that you want to watch when you want to watch them, and you can see them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As long as it's got an internet connection, anywhere in the world, you can see them. So you can tell your family, your friends, tune in, watch Paul and I, and whatever, and you'll see these great shows. And no matter what it is, whatever genre, it's music, sport, whether it's something heritage, royalty, or many of our great cult shows like Doctor Who, have a little look there, and you can watch what you want, and you can tiptoe through the website and pick some of these fantastic items out just for you.
Yeah, at your own leisure.
I know, it's superb.
Nice.
We'll talk to you in a minute. I'm going to have to ask you later which your favourite couple of items, because he's sitting there with his credit card now. He's getting all
they're amazing.
Getting all
so
amazing.
Great.
And the decal and the characters, the strength, they are beautiful images, aren't they? They're
really
actual
bright.
genuine photographic images, been reproduced, as I said, all officially licensed and endorsed by Royal Mail. They've been reproduced to create these fabulous Great Britain customised stamp sheetlets. I think they're just fab, don't you?
Yeah, really nice. Even if you're not a stamp collector, Doctor Who collector, or if you're a stamp collector.
Look absolutely fab. And the framing is not, I should tell you, by the way, these are all framed individually. Please allow at least 5 working days for a framed item. You'll probably get it quite quicker, but they are framed, they're bespoke framed. So certainly if you're ordering in England, in this country, you should expect it within 7 working days, hopefully. Obviously, if it's overseas and you're ordering it, they will give you an idea through the website or the call centre, but obviously it will take that bit longer because it actually takes up to 5 working days to frame them up because they are all done individually. Fabulous item. 300 701 will bring you the 11th Doctor, that's Matt Smith, and of course Amy Pond, that Great Britain official licensed and endorsed Royal Mail customised collector's stamp sheetlet for a terrific price, I think, £45. Can't go wrong.
No, you can't. Great. Even if you're just starting your collection, that'd be a good one to start with.
Yeah, they all look fab, don't they? Moving on, though, from, where are we now? From the customised stamp sheet, we're now going to the Doctor Who and Donna. This is 300 702, £45. Again, we'll try and zoom in and show you those. It's actually quite clear anyway, but you might be able to see slope going a bit closer. There you see the images again. You can pick out the stamps. Again, they look brilliant, don't they?
They really do. And I've got to say, if you are a Doctor Who fan or you know somebody that is, it's a fact the most popular Doctor is David Tennant. You know, of all the surveys they've done. So maybe if you thought, oh, I know they'd like this, but I don't know which Doctor they should go for, you know, bear that in mind, that David Tennant is the most popular one. So I think this one will be popular. And there you go. You've got an iconic traveller with him, companion, excuse me. Donna Noble, of course, played by Catherine Tate. I mean, never in a million years would anybody have told me that comedian and actress Catherine Tate, but she fitted into that role so brilliantly, played Donna Noble, a sort of quirky, over-the-top character, and were loved by fans. So this is a great image. And look at those individual images, as you say.
Fab, aren't they?
Yeah, really nice.
Imagine, you know, if you've got in your own home or an office, maybe you own a restaurant, a bar, or somewhere like that. Imagine decorating a wall, they're going to turn heads. They look fabulous. Or even if it's at home, you know, wherever you want to hang them, they look fab. And do remember, if some of them maybe are slightly too high for your price range, have a little think, maybe club together, 2 or 3 of you if need be, one or two, buy them again. But if you've got birthdays, anniversaries, celebrations, retirements, moving away, kids being born, kids moving away, whatever it is, these make fabulous gifts. They love Doctor Who, and you get them for anything in this show, they're going to love you forever, aren't they?
Definitely. And people, you know, even though the show's, this Doctor isn't on at the moment, he's the one that, you know, you can watch him on the online and different shows and stuff. So the kids are growing up now and they're revisiting these Doctors. But I'll mention it again, David Tennant, very popular Doctor.
Yeah, certainly was. There it is, 300 702 will bring you David Tennant and Donna there. Great one, isn't it, really? Again, framed and mounted, this Great Britain Royal Mail official licensed and endorsed Doctor Who product. Fabulous item, £45. I reckon the framing it cost you 30 quid for that, where I come from.
It's a good point. Yeah, definitely.
Really would. It's a great item, and as you said, just looks stunning. Quite probably one of the most popular as well.
Well, you would ask me later which was my favourite. I have to say at this point that would be one of my favourites.
Would it? Yeah. Okay, we'll see how you're going later on. We've got lots to do yet.
Yeah, more to see, indeed.
More moving on again to going back to the. I think this is the one with Tom Baker.
Yeah.
They're at the top there. This is a stunner, I think. The number for this is 300 703. You've got that similar image we saw earlier on the commemorative cover, but here with this, you've got above it that sort of really striking. I don't know how closely we can get in on that top sheet there, but the decalm, the detail on that is just superb, isn't it? Look at that. And you get that stamped sheetlet there, look at it. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
And collectively together. And again, signed by Tom Baker. £64.95. Again, it's a fabulous sign. 4
iconic baddies there. You've got the Weeping Angels, based on, what time is it, Mr. Wolf? The old children's thing?
Oh, right, yeah.
They didn't move. They were terrifying. I mean, everybody always said the Daleks were the most scary. We were talking to Debbie earlier before we came on. And she was saying the Daleks were scary for her, but it's got to be the Weeping Angels for me. And then the Ood, who were very friendly until they were corrupted. Then they become pretty nasty. And of course, the iconic Daleks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got 4 top monsters there in that frame as well. I like that one.
And if you just joined us halfway through the show, where have you been? You missed loads.
Listen out.
Remember, you can go back to the website, www.benham.tv. You can rewind it. You can watch the whole show whenever you want at your own convenience, 24 hours a day worldwide. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. But do check that website, because often and continually the items on there change. Obviously, we sell out, new items come on, and you'll find it's just an Aladdin's cave of great gifts and collectibles for whatever you're into.
Great
really.
shows. What sort of shows have we got on there? We've got all sorts of sports.
Well, we've done Harry Potter with yourself, and then we've got James Bond, we've got Star Wars, we've got music, we've got Hollywood greats, we've got football, we've got boxing, we've got all sorts of sports, royalty, even the centenary of the RAF, So you name it, there's bound to be something on there for you.
Have a look, yeah.
And a great wrestling show as well. There's a weird-looking guy called himself, I think, the Croydon Crusher. We won't go into that, but you see him keep out of his way because he's one mean dude.
We'll have to watch
that's another show. That's the wrestling show.
I'll watch that later.
Don't know. I think someone a bit flaky, but he looks a bit like me, but he weren't me. But anyway, we won't get into that. Moving on though, Doctor Who. Doctor Who. I'm not allowed to sing, am I? Sorry.
No.
300 704. This is Torchwood. Again, this is more recent. Now, I know Torchwood. Did you get into
So this is how it works.
Or?
Basically, when Doctor Who first came out, they had to send the tapes to the BBC, and they didn't want anybody to find the tapes and get leaked. So an anagram of Doctor Who is, if you jumble up those words, it says Torchwood.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So when they decided to make the spin-off series, they thought, well, we'll just call it Torchwood because it's a good name.
Well,
clever, isn't it?
And you've got all these great characters on there as well. Look, as you look up from the various shows. Remember, each one of those is an actual postage stamp that's been created. But in the montage, if you like, the photographic montage that you see, each one of them is a postage stamp, but it's been created as a collector's, they call it a Great Britain customised stamp sheetlet for collectors. It's a fantastic item. These have proven so popular, and I'm not surprised. And it comes framed and mounted like all of the others in the series. £45, can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. It's a good one because Torchwood, obviously the spin-off from Doctor Who, but Jack Harkness, who was in the Doctor Who series, went and led the Torchwood team from Cardiff. Wasn't it old Cardiff as well? Filmed?
Yeah.
And I've been to Cardiff Bay, and there's the actual sort of bits where they filmed it and stuff, and you're sort of looking for the secret entrance, but you'll never find it.
No.
You'll never find it. You'll never find the entrance to Torchwood.
You end up drowning if you're not careful. Yeah. No, we shouldn't joke about that, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yeah. But again, it's and how generally how has Torchwood gone down with the fans?
It was popular with the fans, and that's why
Yeah.
it's annoying that it came to an end. So these things come round again. Who knows? They might revisit this as another series, but it was more of an adult series, and I think that was the issue with it. It didn't really have a place. Doctor Who is very family viewing, thing, whereas Torchwood was quite adult. There was a lot of adult content to it, and I think sometimes it just didn't sit well with the BBC. So,
yeah, sure.
But fans loved it, and if you are a Torchwood fan, this would be brilliant for you.
So, I mean, what originally turned you on to Doctor Who? Was it because you were probably too young, were you initially, or did
I remember the Daleks. I remember hiding behind the sofa for the Daleks. I remember how scary they were. I remember Sylvester McCoy. I think he was my sort of period of Doctor, and it was just escapism. It was very, this sort of sci-fi fun, and it was fun, and it was. Yeah, escape Saturday night, TV. It was good. Not like Saturday night TV now. That was all you had choices. 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. And it was so popular. So the viewing figures for these shows were just incredible.
Astronomical.
Yeah, but originally it was a children's show.
Yeah.
And the idea was that it was developed so that when they went back in time, that was to teach children about history, and then when they went forward, that was to teach about the future and about science and stuff like that. But those shows weren't that popular, so they made it more sci-fi and more fun, and that's when Doctor Who really came into its own.
And it's amazing how many actors and actresses over the years have had roles in it.
Yeah,
isn't it?
big stars.
One of my old friends, I don't know if you've ever come across him, Paul Lavers, he's like, he was the man in shopping TV.
Oh, I know Paul.
First person I ever went on the TV with, so I owe him so much. Or he owes you a lot because he put me out if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here. So apologise to him, or I will. But he was a great guy. But I always remember he used to let out one day that he was in Androids of Tara, was an episode of Doctor Who.
Wow.
So we went everywhere looking for it. And I managed to get a bit of influence at the Beeb, and eventually found a piece of this episode. And we rung it and we put it on the TV. And there was Paul, and we didn't tell him at first. And he was like, it takes a lot, well, like me, it takes a lot to shut him up.
Wow.
But he shut him up for a while. His big smile went, you called me a few names, you know, but it was quite interesting. So if you're a Paul Lavers or a shopping TV fan, the man himself, the legend that is Paul Lavers, lovely guy as well. But he's now doing more and more of his acting again. But you can actually have a look. He was in the Androids of Tara. Have a little look for it, you know, all in black and white, running around, look like a centurion, but I won't go into that. But yeah, Paul Lavers, what a man.
Yeah, indeed. Brilliant stuff.
But there it is, Torchwood. If that's one you're after, get in there quick. 300 704. Again, framed and mounted to a very, very high standard. Remember, they're all, well, in effect, they're bespoke frames. In other words, they're individually framed. They're not old factory stuff put together. They look fabulous. Hang that on the wall. I tell you what, wherever you put it, it's going to turn heads. And if you're buying it as a gift, they'll love you forever.
Yeah, as any Doctor Who fan would love any of these that we've shown you in this in the show so far, but still more to come.
And there's more.
Indeed.
Moving on, the next one is 300 705, which is the Tom Baker by my little hand here, and it's this particular one's a limited edition of 1500, and again personally signed here, as we can see.
It's like a draw. It's sort of a really nice drawing, isn't it? They're all sort of drawn. I really like that. It's unusual, and it's got. I mean, maybe the younger generation might not recognise the Cybermen there, because that's what the original Cybermen looked like.
Yeah.
Sort of weird kettle people with pounds on them heads. And that's the thing with Doctor Who. The characters really have developed. I mean, Daleks pretty much stayed the same, but a Soltaran, that's what that weird sort of raisin character is at the front there as well.
Yeah.
So you've got some iconic baddies.
It says that's signed by Tom Baker, but it don't look like Tom Baker's signature to me. That. Oh yeah, Tom Baker's over here. Sorry.
Ah, okay.
There's Tom Baker, and it's signed twice actually.
Who's the
isn't
other
it?
signature?
Does it tell me who the other one is? Just having a look on the back. Sorry, just to talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, does it say? It's signed by Tom Baker.
I bet it's Davros. Is it the one who plays Davros?
Oh yeah, do you remember? I'm going to pick this up a minute.
Okay.
Sorry, it's signed by Tom Baker and Chris. I don't know how to pronounce it. Akilos, who's the artist whose illustrations appear on the cover.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So I'll put that back. So basically, he designed these illustrations for the actual commemorative first day cover that was created when they produced the Royal Mail actual stamps. I've messed everything up, but never mind. Typical Gary. So he was
in trouble again, Gary.
Yeah,
in trouble again.
Yeah, you Gary. Yeah. Have a slap. Right, you deserve a slap. So there it is. You've got Tom Baker and Chris Akilos. Forgive me for pronouncing that wrong. But he was the illustrator. So it's a nice touch, isn't it? Again,
really
something
nice.
very different. And a limited edition in this format of only 1,500. And a great price.
Love that.
You know, $29.95. And it's nice to have something different like that, and where you've got the actual actor that we all know, but you've got someone who's created the characters and things, or the illustrations behind the characters alongside
Beautifully drawn. I mean, you can
Yeah.
really, even though it's not a photograph, that is drawn, you can definitely see that's Tom Baker, and you can see it really, really. So it's nice to have a signature of the artist as well. Why not?
And also this, going back, we saw that in some of the early items. That actual image of the Daleks is a genuine Royal Mail or Great Britain postage stamp that was created, officially licensed and endorsed by, of course, the BBC. And that, of course, is the actual image there. And the postmark, that image around it, is the stamp. And it actually says on there, can I read it? Happy birthday, Doctor Who. Was it? Can't read it. Padbury Court, London E2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe an anniversary thing, that one.
Yeah, so it's actually the, it says Happy Birthday Doctor Who, and it was done in the year 2000.
Oh, okay.
So it's a great item. So what, it's 18 years old, isn't it?
Maybe an anniversary. I think a big anniversary that would have been.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
18 years
even
old.
Even more special.
Yeah, so very, very special, very unusual, very rare, and something, again, that any Doctor Who fan would love, isn't it?
Indeed, definitely.
I've never actually seen that one before myself either, but it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, cool.
The great thing about any of these is, I mean, I know you're a massive fan of what we would deem cult TV, and,
right?
You know, geeky sort of. We call it geeky. Would
Yeah,
call you
geeks
geeky.
are on a
You're
geek.
insulting someone, wouldn't you?
No, these days
we
you
both
can say that.
love geeky sort of shows and stuff, and the sort of niche shows, your Bonds, But you're really into Harry Potter. You're really into Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And I know we're doing a Star Wars show as well.
Yeah.
But do you have a real, if you actually put you on the spot, do you have a real favourite, or does it depend a bit on the mood or the way?
It really does, yeah. I mean, it would be hard between Doctor Who and Harry Potter. I mean, the Harry Potter show, which you can watch online, and please do, because there's some great stuff on there. Have we got much left though? Because some of those things are quite in limited supply, aren't they?
Yeah,
That's the thing.
are.
So
yeah.
If you are a Harry Potter fan, and Doctor Who, then do check out the other shows as well. But yeah, so I'd say Doctor Who, Harry Potter. As I say, when I walked in here today, you saw my face. I was just like, these are incredible. I mean,
yeah.
All of these mounted on a wall would just be beautiful, a collection.
You could make an incredible shrine, couldn't you, to the series in your own home?
My study
It
or
would
something.
look just absolutely fab, wouldn't it?
Yeah, really nice.
Just incredible. Imagine that. Could be yours. Look at them. As we always say, look at that, eh? And imagine the smile you could put on somebody's face when they open their eyes, maybe on a birthday, anniversary, maybe on a special occasion, maybe they're retiring, maybe they're going on holiday, maybe they're going to uni, maybe they're coming back, or maybe you just want to say, hey, just for you because I love you. Something like that, eh? Benham, as well as a company, I know we were talking about this.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been in business now, I think it's almost 50 years, but they started very much, it was a family business, very much around stamps and commemorative covers, these sort of items, and then to take them into a different structure or diversified by introducing sort of related signatures and things. So obviously they attracted, you know, the people who are into TV, film, memorabilia and collections and various shows, as well as the stamp collectors and the coin collectors, the numicists, that needs a bit of practice. The numicist, that's even with the old false teeth, that one. That's a coin collector, by the way. It's about how they develop. So you've got all these different collectors wanting to get their hands on these images, but at the end of the day they've become very quirky and they're often pieces of art. Yeah. But make no mistake, they're very, very collectible and very desirable.
Very nice. I mean, normally when I have to look for things like this, I'd have to scour the internet, and it's great you can go somewhere like Benham TV and actually find all these things there just to look at when you want to look at them.
That's what it's all about. Yeah. And moving on, I suppose, from still got items to show you. Here we have another very sort of quirky character.
This is the Colonel, isn't it?
This is the Colonel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is, of course, Nicholas Courtney. Great image of him, and again, his personal signature. He was one of the key characters in the early stages.
He really was. I mean, he has made some sort of appearances in the later ones, but yeah, he's mainly for old school Doctor Who fans. But yeah, he was part of UNIT, which is a unit that was set up to defend the universe basically from an alien threat. So he was involved in UNIT very seriously. But yeah, and a good friends with the Doctor, of course. Yeah,
yeah,
an ally.
Great, and always very, very, very popular. I know I've got on my wall at home, I've got one of him and Tom Baker together. You know, I was actually there when it was signed. So these things mean something to you, but they're great. All of these as well. This particular one, I'll just spin it over because you can see originally there is just a small label. It tells you it's Doctor Who is an official trademark of the BBC, and it tells you, I don't know how close we can go, so it's quite small, but it tells you, see, that it's actually the fact it is a limited edition. The original promotion was he signed 1,000 of these. I'll turn it back. You can see the image. He signed 1,000 of these, and each one is numbered individually. So the one you get will come with an individual number.
He doesn't do a lot of appearances, I know that for a fact. Not these days, because he's so basically, you'd be very, very hard to get his signature these days. So definitely, if you were a fan,
this was signed back, I believe, in the late 90s. So again, it's probably at least 10 years, 20 years old even, you know. And it was done at a personal signing or appearance, I believe, in the Strand there at the old centre, which was just along from the Savoy. Right. So it was it's somewhere where they were very big on the Doctor Who items, and having special signings there and whatever. It was a renowned place.
I've been there.
Yeah, you're talking about Doctor Who. Now, don't get all excited because Paul's brought a couple of things in. We haven't got this in the show. We're going to do our utmost to get a modern version of it. But show him what you've got.
Well,
because he's been, he's brought his own
place. I brought my
TARDIS
in, look. Yeah, turn it on. Hang on, and it makes the TARDIS noise. It's just brilliant. And the actual TARDIS noise was basically a key being rubbed up and down a piano wire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how they got the noise. So that's cool. And then
the doors.
Yeah, the doors. Where's the doors?
Yeah.
They open, and you can see inside. And this is actually David Tennant's TARDIS.
Wow.
And this goes on my windowsill, so I'm very rare that this comes out.
Yeah, we're very honoured to see this.
Yeah.
We are going to, hopefully, when we do our next Doctor Who show, we're talking to some companies very big in that world who we know. And we're hoping to bring you one or two sort of figurines and items, quirky items like that, which you're going to love. So we'll try and get some items. That might not be the same as that, because I think that's a more collectible older version, but we'll try and get you some similar ones. So do keep watching, do keep looking, and we'll get those out, get them for you in a future show. But do remember, by the way, if you've just joined us, it's great to have your company here on Benham TV. Great to have your company again, Paul.
Great to have your company.
Paul's a big Doctor Who and Harry Potter fan. And
a Whovian, we're called.
Whovian?
Whovian,
yeah. Oh, right,
that's my title, apparently.
So I've been called some names. I've been called a Whovian. I've been called a hooligan, but that was on a rugby pitch, I think. But, very unfair. But it is great, and I know between us as well. I've been involved in this game for 30 years, but it's great to see the passion, isn't it? And when you meet the fans and they go to these conventions and they meet the actors and actresses, and when you work it out, not knocking the conventions, but you go there and you think you drive there or you go on the train or something, you pay your admission fee, you queue up for hours to get them. The great thing here is you can sit in your own armchair at home and pick up similar items for no more than they're going to cost you at the convention.
And sometimes they now you pay for an autograph, an individual. So you've paid all that money to get there, then you've got to pay. And sometimes which is awful because you get there and your favourite doctor's there or whatever, and there's no slots left, and you missed out, and you've gone all the way there, and you don't even get to signature. No. It happens. So this is a great way of getting those signatures. It really is. It
certainly is. Yeah, it's a great way.
We've got so much to get in. We've still got more.
Yeah, we've got to move on. So we're going to move on, and there's more.
Move on. We've got more to see.
And then, of course, I had the pleasure of meeting this lady. She's a really lovely, fun lady. This is Louise Jameson.
Yeah.
I was hoping she'd be wearing this outfit when I met her, but sadly she wasn't.
Right.
I did ask if there was any chance. I think the second word was, I think it meant go away, but never mind. No, she was very polite and very lovely. And of course, many viewers will know her also from things like EastEnders and
Bergerac.
Bergerac, of course.
I remember Bergerac.
Great actress, very lovely lady to talk to and meet. Very friendly, loves the conventions, loves interacting with the fans.
Yeah.
And there she is in her Doctor Who days, 300 707. Now,
Played
do you remember?
Leela. Yeah, she played Leela, daughter of Sol, and she was Tom Baker's assistant. She was a bit of a savage. Not in real life, in that character, and but she was very intelligent, and and she was a bit of girl power back then. I think she brought to the thing. But she left. She wasn't in it for very long, and she left to go off and do her other acting projects like Bergerac and things like that. So was she in Tenko as well? Tenko as well.
Yeah, she was in Tenko. She's great fun, great actress, great fun, a pleasure to meet her. But of course, many Doctor Who fans gives you an opportunity to own some of those earlier characters. If you want that, look at that price, $28.95. Again, personally signed. Can't go wrong. We'll move on from, of course, Louise Jameson. Then we move on to, of course, Katie Manning. We've got that one here, I think. Katie Manning, is she down here somewhere? Oh, yeah, there she is. Katie Manning, 300 708. Again, can you remember what role she was?
Do you know what? You put me on the spot here. I don't know, Katie Manning.
No, was she... I actually had the pleasure.
You thrown this one in without telling me. You cheeky
Katie Manning was very popular, but she also had the pleasure. It's another story for another day. I've got loads to show. I actually played rugby against her in a men v women's rugby match for charity many moons ago. Great fun lady. Turned up in a white fur coat, high-heel boots, and proceeded to play rugby.
Why not?
Fortunately, the men couldn't do anything. The women could do anything, but it was great fun. It raised loads of money for charity. So I know she moved to Australia and spent a long time there, but I believe she's now back here. But again, a great signature to add to your collection.
Yeah, well, look at that full signature.
Yeah, 300 708 will bring you Katie Manning. Can't go wrong. Moving on then from Katie Manning to Another one. This, of course, Sophie Aldred, 300 709. Again, £28.95, personally signed. This again is a limited edition of only 1,000. They're all individually numbered.
Yep, and she was ace with Sylvester McCoy. I do remember this assistant because Sylvester McCoy is one of my favourite doctors, and yeah, she was a real character. She was very young when she joined the series, but very sadly we didn't ever see her leave because, of course, after Sylvester McCoy, they had a huge break in the series of quite a few years.
Yeah.
So we never really knew what happened to her. But there's a lot of fan ideas online, apparently. Because there's a thing called a charitable Earth. They talk about this society that some of the companions have joined, and of course a charitable Earth spells ACE, A-C-E. So there's lots of little Easter eggs in these Doctor Who episodes. You've got to look out for them. So nobody actually is. They've never confirmed it, but we do think that she was something to do with that charity. She went off and did that.
Right, okay.
There you go.
We should say also, by the way, if you are watching from overseas, great to have your company here on Benham TV. Really great to bring you these shows. Very rare, very unusual. I hope you enjoy them. If also, though, do remember, if you want any of these items, don't fret. We can send them overseas. They will have special prices which they can give you for sending the items for most countries in the world. Some it's not very easy from this country, but do check with the call centre or the website, and they can actually give you the details to send these items direct to the country that you reside in. And do remember to check that website, www.benham.tv. And again, you can some fabulous items. And of course, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Any messages to Paul or I, we always answer them to you. If you want to send them in, initially send to info@benham.tv, or you can find both Paul and I on Facebook and places like that as well.
Definitely.
Love to hear from you. That's Sophie Aldred. Moving on, and next we're going to. Oh, this is the Richard Franklin. Where do we do? Oh, we lost him earlier.
He's popped down there.
Oh, I'll leave them. We talk about him there. Can't even get down there again. He's tried to do a runner, 300-710. Richard Franklin again, who, again, what character was he? I'm trying to think what he was called in it. Character's gone out my head. But the number for it was 300-710. And again, personally signed, £28.95.
I think we're going to get lots of Facebook, Instagram and Twitter messages telling us who he played. Come on, help us out there.
Yeah,
if you know. But a really bright image, that as well, a really kind of startling image. And yeah, so again, another one of the fantastic companions. If that's the one you want, go for it.
Yeah, it can't go wrong. The great thing about these, you can actually get a whole collection together and frame them anywhere, can't you?
Really nice.
Yeah, moving on, we move on again, and this is 300-711. This is Mark Strickson. And do you remember the character he played?
So he played, I don't know how you pronounce it, what was it, as Trelaw? He was an alien anyway. He was the red-haired alien, and he was with Peter Davison. But again, he wasn't in it for very long. But if you're a Doctor Who fan, you'll know who he is, and that is again, I've not seen many images like that. And he doesn't do conventions, as far as I know. So
no.
Again, a great way to get signatures. If you're a real collector and you just want to get them all, this is a really good way to do it, because you might be missing a few, and this is a good way to kind of bulk out your collection.
And you do remember, get a certificate of authenticity, all the proof and the provenance you need to know that these are 100% real. No ifs, no buts. You know you're getting the real McCoy when you get any of these items. That is the most important thing when you're putting together a collection of any memorabilia or collectibles, as we're offering to you here today. The next item we're showing you, this is actually the last item in the show. You've seen everything now, but this actually is 300-712, which is the third Doctor.
Right.
Maybe, should I pick that up? Can we right to pick that up? Have a little look at this, because this is a stunner. Now this is, John Pertwee. Look, dear John Pertwee. What a wonderful guy.
Am I right? Wurzel Gummidge.
Wurzel Gummidge, as well.
Again, I remember it as a kid. I remember Wurzel Gummidge.
Something like that.
That's a cake, can't Sally? Yeah. I do remember it.
Sounds like some of our rugby mates who had too many beers, but never mind. That's another story.
Really nice images on there that have been taken from the episodes. So if you're a fan, this is a really nice one. Because you say these are proper stamps, aren't they?
Yeah. And if you can go in, I don't know how close, yeah, look at that. There we can see the signature down in the corner. Now, your real coup de grace, obviously we can't get John Pertwee's signature. Sadly, he's no longer with us. But that is the signature of his son, Sean Pertwee, who is also an accomplished actor now.
Yes, he
involved,
is, yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah.
So it's signed by Sean Pertwee, but obviously acknowledges his father, who was, of course, the third Doctor, and that famous British actor, John Pertwee. With these older Doctors, it's so difficult to get your hands on anything, isn't it, that relates to them. So these are fabulous, I think. It's a great way to actually get your hands on something very, very different and very, very collectible. And they're all beautifully framed, aren't they?
Yeah.
This one is 300,712. Obviously, you've got the signature on this, which makes the price that little bit higher, but of course, really, really collectible. It's 300,712. It's the Doctor Who, the third Doctor, that great, Great Britain officially licensed and endorsed stamped sheetlet. Or customised stamped sheetlet, which was designed purely for collectors. They've been snapped up in huge numbers, £59.50, but your real coup de grace, it's signed by Sean Pertwee himself.
Lovely.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, really nice. I mean, everybody has a favourite Doctor, so if you're out there and you think, they like Sean Pertwee, this, if that's their Doctor, this is a really nice one to get. Everybody has their favourite.
So come on, you've seen it all, you can have a couple of choices.
Right, I get a couple, do I? Okay, yeah. I'm going to get the van ready, start the car. I'm going to go for the David Tennant and Donna Noble. One was really nice there, I really like that one. The Matt Smith one, because I think they go nicely together, and then maybe something from that side. I really like this, because that's really unusual, the drawn one, the one with the signature of the artist and the signature of the Doctor. I really like that one. So
and if you want to ask me the same question, go on, what was your thing?
Which ones would you go for?
Well, because of I suppose my age and the lines, I love this one with the first 7 Doctors.
Why didn't I choose that one?
It's impossible to get anything
That's
with.
True.
How would you get all 7 together? Now, obviously, with the top 3 up here, being no longer with us and haven't been for some considerable time. I don't know if we can go in fairly close on that again, can't we? Yeah, there we are. You can see the top 3 there. There's the top 3 Doctors, which are. That's we've got Patrick Troughton.
Patrick Troughton, William Hartnell, and John Pertwee.
Now, my age, when I was a kid, shows how old I am.
Who's your Doctor?
No, apart from the Doctor, I remember originally William Hartnell being in that programme, The Army Game. Do you remember that? Right. Yeah, I did, yeah. No one will. He was on with Harry Fowler, I think, in it. But, yeah, he was in that. Anyway, he became Doctor Who, legendary. So you've got, obviously, all 3 of them are no longer with us. So the idea is that they will, we've got replica printed signatures of their autograph along the top. Then at the bottom, you've got the signatures of the 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th Doctors. So you've got from the far end from me, you've got Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker and Sylvester McCoy. You've got 7 of the first 7 Doctors.
I'm very impressed. You've learnt your Doctors.
In that, done
your
all
research.
Captured in that. Isn't it brilliant, eh? I think it's fab. I love that.
It's interesting because there could have been a different person on there because Patrick Troughton, it was Ron Moody, Fagin. He was offered the role and he regretted it. He turned it down and he said many times before he passed away, of course, that he really regretted it because I think he'd have been a good Doctor.
Yeah, he probably would have done. Yeah. Going around picking a pocket or two. Oh, sorry, Fagin. That was. But again, and I love these new. I've not seen these before. These new sheetlets are stunning, aren't they?
Really bright, really
I'm going to pick one
vibrant.
up. I'll pick this one up just for a second. Random. This one's the 3rd Doctor.
John Pertwee.
The reason I'm picking it up, if you turn it round, you can probably see just how thick that frame is. You see what I mean? It's look at it, thick, solid.
Solid that.
Look at it. And you turn it over. Look. There you can see it's beautifully framed. I'm just showing you this one at random at the moment, but it shows you the clarity and the depth and the quality
jump out the wall,
of those great, great framed items. They really are superb, absolutely superb. And as you can see, we've sort of got the essence of a collection or a display around us here. But imagine in your home, doing something like that. It could be just phenomenal, couldn't it?
Yeah, I could look at them all day, and that's the thing. It's just
I know.
Definitely rewatch the show again because you might have missed something. So there's some great
Do
stuff.
remember, if you have joined us during the show, great to have your company. Unfortunately, you've missed most of it. But if you want to go back, if you go to the website, www.benham.tv, you can just go around the website. There's some fabulous items there. It will tell you all the different genres of shows and the different areas we cover. I know there's, what have we got we've got Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, we got James Bond.
Yep.
Yeah, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah, we've got all the sports shows. Loads of sports shows.
Yeah, football, boxing.
Music.
Yeah, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones as well.
Yeah. TV, Hollywood greats, music.
See, I didn't even know these
royalty.
ones. This new stuff every time I
Centenary
go
of
on.
the RAF. It is stunning. So you can actually sit there and go through it all. Whatever you're into, there's bound to be something there that's going to rock your boat or someone you love. And do remember, because you can watch the shows through the internet on like a catch-up facility or watch on demand, however you want to word it, you can choose the shows you want to watch when you want to watch them 24 hours a day. There's no ifs, no buts. You can just pick what you want, sit there in your own world and disappear into that
So
world.
if you know a Doctor Who fan, please tell them about the shows and share them, because you don't want them to miss out.
That's right. And if you think we've done well, let us know. If you think we've done badly, we definitely want to know.
Yeah.
But do give, anything you'd love to see in these shows, send us messages. You can send emails, or you can send a message to info@benham.tv. You can go to the website. You can leave a message, possibly in the call centre. We can both be contacted via Facebook. You'll find us easy enough. I'm Gary Gazza Ashburn, the collectibles guru. I get called all sorts, but that's the polite word. And Paul, you've got
Puzzle
your
Paul,
own.
Puzzle Paul, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, find me on there.
Yeah, and what else are you up to? Because you're a busy bee these days in the media world, aren't you?
Busy, yeah. What we're doing, I'm doing more charity things, because I've done a few with you. So, keeping busy, lots of different things.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how about the acting? Is that a bit on hold at the moment?
Yeah, I do a bit of acting, but, I showed you earlier, didn't I? I was almost in an episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Didn't quite make it, so I'm on to my agent about getting me in it. And of course, we've got a female doctor now, so in the future, we'll see what happens there.
That'd be good. Well, maybe I could get that dragged around by a female in Doctor Who. I get dragged around by one and kicking me and punching me and telling me how much she hates me, but never mind. Listen, we're running out of time. It's been fabulous to have you.
It really
company.
has. Thank you.
We really enjoy it to see you here on Benham TV. Great to have you here, Paul. Thanks for coming in. We look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Keep watching, keep looking, and you're bound to find something you love on Benham TV.
Bye.